The Gualala Municipal Advisory Council Streetscape Committee wanted to share some important news from Caltrans about the upcoming Streetscape project. This presentation is meant to keep our entire community updated and to advise our residents on the choices they'll face in the next few weeks. This is an important issue. Your choices now will have a deep impact on the character of our downtown the next half century. First, we want to say that our council hears and respects all views. We know some folks think there should be no project at all, while a minority push for a 4-lane project that would include 2 lanes of traffic and 2 paved lanes of parking that some say could cause our quaint downtown to resemble a strip mall. We understand change can be threatening. In the past, some Gualalans resisted plans to add sewer lines or put utility lines underground. However, after 2 decades of debate on streetscape, we're seeing clearly that a vast majority of our residents favor a compromise that protects our downtown character, reflects our natural beauty, supports our businesses, and follows the 2002 town plan as required by law. Since 2002, the town plan has required a 3-lane project, 2 traffic lanes, and a center lane for turning or other purposes. It also requires landscaping at both sides, sidewalks, and separated bike paths. The Gualala Town Plan is also our coastal plan and is very difficult to change, requiring a lot of public hearings, taking perhaps up to a decade to change through the Coastal Commission. Until 2019, most Gualalans supported this concept at town halls, meetings, and hearings. Last October, after a town hall, Caltrans began designing a 4-lane project with 2 traffic lanes and 2 paved parking lanes. At 64 feet, it was nearly 3 times the width of the current pavement and had no landscaping. It didn't comply with the town plan, and Caltrans ran into engineering problems and called for more input in July. Since July, a petition at change.org/SaveGualala has gathered 1,250 signatures and 90 comments supporting the 3-lane plan. The Streetscape Committee conducted a year-long analysis and then reported 10 major problems with the 4-lane plan that followed last year's town hall. The Gualala Council then advised a return to the 3-lane plan with landscaping, interim parking, and turn pockets. On Facebook, our citizens are showing strong support for minimal change and/or following the town plan. And our law enforcement officers in the area encourage speed controls, sidewalks, bike paths, and more visibility near driveways. There's a new Caltrans proposal that will be released in mid-December. It includes the parking and the width are not known at this time, but it does include some landscaping, turn areas, sidewalks, and bike paths, according to recent information received from Caltrans. After a mid-December preview, there'll be access to a public survey on Caltrans' YouTube channel for District 1. And on January 14th, Caltrans plans to hold a town meeting on its proposal, and the link to that will be released on caltrans.ca.gov/Gualala Downtown. If the plan deviates from the town plan, it may require additional environmental reviews and possibly an amendment to our coastal plan that could add years of delay. We don't know everything about this latest proposal. That'll come out in mid-month. But we do know it's still 0.4 of a mile from the 0.06 mile marker, which is at Old State Highway, to Cypress Village. Caltrans says the benefits are that it will make it safe for pedestrians, bicycles, and drivers, to improve traffic flow, and to minimize conflicts between users. Those goals are very similar to what we see in the town plan. Caltrans says it will improve Gualala's visual character with native landscaping and hardscape features. In the early plan last year, Caltrans was supposed to add 6 feet of landscaping per the town plan, but in the later plan after October, there was no landscaping, it was just pavement from side to side. There will be speed controls in the new project. We don't know exactly what yet, but the CHP has told us to expect a speed feedback sign on southbound lanes coming down the hill on Highway 1. In the past, we've discussed such things as radar signs, rumble strips, and even roundabouts. The width of the new project is not known. The last year early plan was for 60 feet, which is the maximum allowed under the town plan based on numerous discussions held over the last 20 years. But the plan after October was for 64 feet, which would have exceeded that scope. Construction won't even be done until 2026, and that's about 2 years later than we'd been expecting in 2019. There will be sidewalks and bike paths. The town plan calls for them to be separated onto the shoulder for safety, and we believe that will happen. As far on highway parking, that's not known, but the town plan calls for none or interim parking with a lot pending at the SURF. That will add 90 plus spaces to that area. Until then, the on-highway parking could continue under the proposal approved by GMAC. The number of crosswalks on the new highway would be 3, up from just the 1 that's there now, and 2 on a side street. Last year's plan had up to 4 on the highway and 2 on the side street. To support the town plan's goal, GMAC advised Caltrans to include landscaping on both sides of the highway to reflect the natural beauty and shield sidewalks and perhaps the bike paths from truck and auto traffic. These are GMAC mock-ups with and without landscaping, but they're based on specifications given to us by Caltrans. At the left, you see what GMAC has been proposing, 3 lanes with landscaping. In this picture, there's a parking lane that might happen, say, at the Surf Center until they build their parking lot. However, it could also, in other parts of town, be the traffic lane, and the center lane could be used for a turn pocket for congested areas. This would not speed up traffic, it would just reduce the risk of rear-end collisions. On the lower picture, you see the proposal that came out of last year's town hall, which even Caltrans said it felt would be unacceptable to the community. It would be pavement from side to side, about 64 feet, parking on both sides of the street with 4 paved lanes. There's been a lot of talk about sidewalks and bike paths, especially on the Facebook pages. So I wanted to take a minute to explain those. They will be included in the December Caltrans proposal. They're required by the town plan, the Coastal Commission, the California Safe Streets Program, and they're funded by grants. The sidewalks help residents and visitors walk safely instead of driving. And it helps our businesses because visitors come and they visit all the businesses in town, explore the restaurants, and visit the galleries at the north end of town. Separated bike paths allow kids, seniors, visitors to ride safely to stores, the post office, the school bus, or just to see their friends. They reduce traffic, they support health, and they help our businesses by letting people run to stores on a bicycle instead of a car. Are sharrows the same thing? No. If a sharrow was in the roadway, the kids in this picture here and their parents would have to ride in the traffic lane and share it with the cars. That's what a sharrow is. They have a right to use the full lane just as the car does. These are unsafe for cyclists and irritating for drivers. It's better to have the bike lane on the shoulder, which is where this family is riding. Alternative 3, which came out after the town plan, had 4 lanes, 4 paved lanes, 2 for traffic and 2 for parking, with no turn lanes included. If you added a turn pocket, it would really be a 5th lane. It failed to comply with the town plan on several levels. But a 3-lane design could accommodate both turning and parking with that 3rd lane, and it would comply with the town plan, and it would eat up less real estate, so we'd have to pave over less of downtown Gualala. Gualala already has 600 plus off-highway parking spots used by more than 95% of our motorists. Let me repeat that. Over 600 parking spots that are already used by more than 95% of our motorists because people like to park near the store they're visiting. The Surf Center owner plans a 90-plus space parking lot that would open up ocean views there. And until then, there could be on-highway parking for the Surf Center. In this photo is a good example of what you can do with just 3 lanes. In the first 100 yards here, we see a turn pocket and a legal parking area where that gray car is parked near the center of the photo. And then the highway reverts to 2 lanes, and the bike paths continue throughout the area. Here's another a view of the parking in Gualala. The red-lined areas show all the parking in Gualala at the current time, both public and private, and there's plenty of it. Over 600 spaces in the various lots around town, and there's potential to add 200 spaces more in various areas. Very few people park on the highway now. In fact, there's only 3 vehicles in this photo that are parked on the highway. There's probably 150 cars, I didn't count them, parked in the lots. Highway parking is very expensive to taxpayers, probably over $10,000 per space, and it's for private benefit. It detracts from appearance, and it requires a wider width, which means that more of Gualala would be paved to facilitate the project, leaving less room for landscaping or just open air. A fourth lane would require paving at least another 9 feet. In summary, GMAC Streetscape Committee advises Gualala residents and our neighbors to first study the Caltrans plan carefully when it's released in mid-December. Second, take a few minutes to complete the Caltrans survey. Your opinion really matters. Third, unify behind a compromise that will preserve the downtown character with landscaping that reflects our natural beauty. One that will enhance public safety with sidewalks, bike paths, and safe turn options. One that will comply with the town plan to avoid years of delay at the county and state levels, and one that will support our restaurants, hotels, and retail stores by letting visitors explore our great town. The Streetscape Committee advises these options: 3 lanes, not 4, 2 for traffic, and 1 that can alternately be used when needed for safe turns or parking. If it's not needed, the highway can go back to 2 lanes. Landscaping should be on both sides per the town plan to buffer sidewalks and bike paths. And the road can easily stay within a 60-foot limit. The town plan allows up to 80, but that's been reduced through negotiation since 2002 down to 60. Thanks for watching this presentation. I wanted to give you more contact information in case you need more info. You can reach out to Caltrans at Gualala Downtown at dot.ca.gov or call them at 707-441-5930. This is a Caltrans project that's being done on behalf of the Mendocino Council of Governments. It is not a GMAC project, but our Streetscape Committee does listen to residents here and pass along your views. If you'd like more information from us, please reach out to Tom Murphy or Robert Youngling. Robert's at 707-884-4757. And I can be reached at gmac95445@gmail.com. Your views are important, so please take time to learn more about this project and express your opinion of it. Thank you very much for watching.